Today I want to talk to you about the HP-92 development. So when HP was designing the HP-92, 91s were used to build HP-92 development systems. 91 had been out before. This is one of those HP-92 development systems. Zooming in on its label, this was unit number 5, so at least 5 of them were floating around, probably more. It was codenamed Bobcat, if you can see it barely in the blue there, and someone later added the 92 just to connect up the dots because that was the 92. Okay, so remember that switch in the corner on the development system? This is a note from the HP Museum. It says, like the HP-80, the 92 included bond price and yield, but it added call price, coupon amount and issue, settlement and maturity dates. Also new was the internal rate of return calculations and switches to selects 365 or 360-day year calculations and begin end of period payments. So the 91, if you were watching the pictures, had 3 slide switches. The 92 had 4 slide switches with 2 new slide switch functions that were called out up here. But it doesn't have 5 switches, it only has 4. So, and one of the switches on the prototype is the toggle switch. So where did they get the other one? Well, if you remember from my what if presentation, the 91 had trig functions and a degrees, radians, grad switch. And the 92 had no trig functions, so they repurposed the degrees, radians, grad switch to be a begin end notes switch. So this is the Bobcat system keyboard and display. Blow up with that keyboard. And now this is a comparison between the prototype paper keyboard and a 92 keyboard, and you see the keys correspond 1 to 1. So this is a 92.
Except for the clear pin
Mm-hmm.
Well, one of the tags must have come off on the other picture.
Yeah. Okay. So looking at the bottom of the unit, we'll go through some of the parts there. So we'll see that in a little while, we'll see that the connector that's coming out the back is for both power and data. And I have no pinout documentation. We've looked for it. We can maybe eventually back derive it. And we'll talk about the chip a little bit later. Okay, so this is an inside look at what an HP-91 and an HP-92 look like, just for your reference. And they look quite similar. This is the inside of the Bobcat development system. You can see that first, a big thank you to Tony for helping me identify all of the parts, all but one, and that had an 1820 number that we looked up on bench briefs. So it has a PIC processor that's socketed, an ACK chip, ROM, 4 RAM chips, and the chips up on the top are buffer chips for the data going out. And again, I used the bench briefs that we talked about in the other talk to look up the 1820 part. Okay, so now this is the Bobcat and an HP-92 side by side. And you see that they don't look that similar. But this is a Bobcat and an HP-97. Okay, the HP-97 was around when they were developing the HP-92. So they used the same PC board outline, and in the 97, they ran the data signals up to the card reader, up the right side of the product, and on the Bobcat, they run the data lines up to buffers. So it's a similar system layout as what was on the 97. So this is a close-up connection of that side and its connections for those that are interested. The unit is also likely non-working because if you looked at the picture when the bottom picture before when I presented it, it's got bad written on the PIC, so that's not a good sign. Even if we knew what the connector was and could recreate, Tony and I believe that it's an external ROM box is what was out there. But the PICs are bad, and finding another replacement like this would be very difficult. Okay, so that's it. Thank you very much. This is sort of like a historical preservation type project. Do you have any questions?
Which Tony are you talking about?
I want to get it right. Tony Nixon.
Oh. I think the buffer is purely for development purposes.
Yeah, it's gone in the product.
Yeah. So did the PCB still go around the top?
No, that was this. That's this. Yeah, this is the 92 now. Doesn't go up. Wires go up to the power supply connection on the back. That's it.
And the 92 doesn't. So the printer doesn't have a collar.
That's right.
Well, this is the 97 that had a collar.
The 97 had one. I don't know which other. Yeah.
97.
Yeah.
The back of the case looked like it had a bit of paper tape had been put over that.
Yes.
It's not an EEPROM though, you think you keep it dark. Is that just to stop it falling out? Or?
Yes. It's to protect stuff from going into the case while it gets manhandled.
Did it respond to a battery? Did it light up and...
Are there any more of them around?
4.
At least 4, yes. I'm not aware of anyone that has one of these.